Fort TV. Stay entertained. Fort TV, ikara osemerirwe. Fort TV, ikara osemerirwe.
Hello everyone, good evening. Thank you so much for always tuning in to Fort TV, and thank you so much for always tuning in to Mind Talks with Sandra. Welcome back to yet another episode of Mind Talks with Sandra, where we have mental health conversations openly, and we do believe that healing can just start with a simple conversation. So tell a friend to tune in. So every Wednesday 9 p.m. We're always here talking about different topics, but in line with mental health, lifestyles, and how best you can lift up your life. Yes, remember, healing can just start with a simple conversation. Anyways, I'm your host, Sandra. I'm a counselor by profession, a mental health advocate, and also a co-founder of Maika Network, an organization dedicated to supporting young people's mental health. Yes, so in case you feel triggered, or in case you feel triggered with whatever you're going to be sharing, feel free to reach out to me, and all my socials are available, Sandra, so you can always reach out. Yes, so today we're going to talk about a very sensitive topic, given that most of us are really going through it. Have you ever seen that person who is always happy? Like, you see them so happy on social media, you see them posting, you see a perfect family, you see a perfect relationship, you see a perfect person, like they're always happy, they're posting happy pictures, nice pictures, like, and you're like, oh wow, how I wish I can be like them. And then out of the blue, you see those people, someone is saying that they're battling with depression, or you see a relationship that you really enjoyed, and like, hey, these people have broken up, yet you've been seeing them so happy every day, making nice videos, and you're like, oh God, when? And also we've been seeing people, like, even you as a person, have you ever been in that situation whereby you post nice pictures, you show up so happy, but in actual sense you're struggling, like you can't even sleep, you're always struggling with depression, stress, and all that. But out there, people think that you're really living a very cool life and a very better life. Anyways, we're not here to judge anyone, and we are here to cause awareness. And also, remember, I told you this, like, a simple conversation can spark off someone is healing. So stay on, and if you're the kind of a person who has seen people who are really going through this, or you've ever gone through it, or you are going through it, please stay on and we digest, because most of us, we have friends and we see them so happy, we see them posting nice pictures, and then we think that they're really fine and okay, but in actual sense they are struggling. Or even us, how best can we seek for support in case we are going through that situation? And also, maybe we are going to talk about each and everything about that. And as I've said, personally, I've ever been in that situation whereby you show up. Remember me, I have other things that I'm hosting, and I'm a counselor by profession. So sometimes people expect you to show up like when your energy is at 100%, and yet you also have your own struggles. So most people think that for us, life is really good. Since we're a counselor, you can manage yourself, you can always find better ways on how you can cope with different situations and different problems. But in actual sense, you're also suffering. And by the way, we also have those, with the elder siblings, you have to show up for your young ones because they feel like maybe they're looking up to you, and if you don't show up for them, maybe you feel like you're doing them a disservice. So most of us have really gone through that. Like your life is really falling apart, but again, you have to hold on to other people's lives. Like maybe that also the parents, as the parents, you're really struggling inside of you, but your kids are looking up to you. So you're like, okay, regardless, let me show up, let me smile because I have no option. We also have these friends who are the strong ones. Like they're always happy, they're always cracking jokes, they're always the life of the party. Like you see where they are, they're always the happiest. They always bring the vibe. You know that vibe. You're like, okay, me, I want to be near this person because they bring the vibe. And then out of the blue, you see them. They tell you someone has died of suicide, and you're like, how comes? We've been here, we've been happy together. That person has been bringing us vibe and all that. So I want you to know that not everyone is smiling, not everyone who is laughing, not everyone who posts a nice picture, or anyone who portrays a better life, like they're living the same life in actual sense. There's those times maybe you're like, okay, let me just post some pictures of myself back then, and people maybe don't know, they feel like, okay, this person is really doing so amazing, he or she is doing so well, but in actual sense maybe they are struggling inside. But anyways, we are here to find better ways on how we can deal with it, and how maybe we can help the people around us in case we find out that maybe they are showing happy faces, but in actual sense they are struggling. Anyway, stay on. You're still tuned in to Mind Talks with Sandra, and I do believe that a simple conversation can sparkle off someone's healing. So let's know, like, why do some people hide their pain regardless of what they're going through? Because when we were growing up, some of us were taught to be strong. Let me take an example. I remember in our household, raising boys, if a boy cries or if a boy falls down, they'll be like, be a man, be strong. So this person will grow up thinking that maybe showing up strong is the only option, or maybe if they break, they will refer to them as maybe weak. And also we have people who really do not care. We've seen people online here, someone comes with their story, sad story, and people start to make memes out of them. They start to laugh at them. I remember there's a comment going on TikTok. Someone comes out and maybe they're trying to tell people their story, and someone tells them in the comment section, so just imagine someone is really going through a heartbreak, or someone is really struggling, and they read such a comment, so they feel like maybe no one cares. Remember, even us right now, everyone is on their own. Like the economy is also taking us speed. So if someone comes in with their problems, they'll be like, no one cares. So that's why sometimes people do not want to show their sad stories, or they don't want to show their sad faces, because we feel like now everyone wants to see us happy. And we have also people who compare ourselves to other people. Like you feel like someone has bought a new Range Rover. Like we've been seeing people, and someone just went to give birth and they're given a new Range Rover, like a push gift, and you even your man did not even show up at the hospital when you're giving birth. So just imagine that life. So you coming up, like the only option you have is to maybe show up that you also may be doing great, doing amazing, but in actual sense you're dying inside. Remember, when you take a picture, it's just a 1 second thing, or 2 second video, or 2 second video, or 2 minutes video, but you cry like for 2 hours. So sometimes people do not want to show up that they are maybe struggling inside, because we feel like people are going to judge us. Remember, certain things, we do certain things, maybe we fall into certain problems. Let me take an example. We have many things going on. Men are trash. You can't trust a man. Many things. Just imagine someone there trusted a man. They invested their money, all their time and everything. You know, these days we have a saying going on, you don't have to build a man, you just have to find a stable one. You know the things. So, or we have another saying that men shouldn't trust women. So let me take an example. Someone has trusted a woman, or a woman has trusted a man. They have built themselves together, and things came and they had to separate, and this person cannot stand. Remember, when they come online or when they show up, be like, okay, you know what, I had to build myself with a man, and this man had to disappoint me and all that. Most people will judge them. They'll be like, we told you didn't have to build with a man. You know those things. So some people do not want to show up when they are really breaking, because they feel like people are going to judge them. And also, some people feel like no one understands them. Even if they try to share with you, they'll be like, but or some people think that maybe since we've not gone through what they have gone through, we can't understand them, so they just show up happy anyway. They'll be like, okay, even if I show up sad, these people will not understand my problem, they will not understand my struggles, they will not understand what I'm going through. So regardless, let me just show up when I'm really so happy. That's why you see people show up so happy. Someone is really looking so good, but in actual sense they're really struggling. I saw a picture of someone. There's this man who died. He was a movie actor, Bossman, something like that. Who he acted in which movie was that? I can't remember, but he's a black man. So he showed up, and his pictures portrayed on the internet, and he had lost a lot of weight, and people were all bullying him. They'd be like, this man has really lost a lot of weight, so they had to bully him so much. So, and that's why some people, they chose to just maybe even post old pictures, or maybe just take a selfie, but in actual sense they have really lost a lot of weight, or they use a lot of filters and makeup, because they know if they show up on their normal faces or normal cameras, people are gonna judge them, or people are going to bully them on the internet. Or even as friends, someone comes to you, they tell you maybe they're going through something, and for you, you just end up sharing it with other people. So you know how Lugambo can move. So someone feels like, okay, instead of being, backbited or something, let me just show up happy, so that people, because most times that's what people want. So, and then I talked about even the students, they show up so happy because maybe you have to show up so happy. You don't have any option, but then you go back to your hostel room and cry. We also have the employees. You show up to your fellow employees so happy, but in actual sense you also have other things that you're struggling with. And also we have the parents. You have to show up happy, because why not? The kids are looking up to you. They are all looking up to you. Feel like if you show up sad, your kid is not gonna be happy. So you're like, okay, let me just pretend to be happy. And again, so we are in a situation whereby fake it until you make it. Some people will be like, even if I'm not happy, even if I'm breaking inside of me, I'll show up happy, not until I feel better, not until I feel so better and all that. So that's why sometimes people show up so happy, or people post nice pictures, or people show up to us, to our parties, or to our groups when they are maybe doing good, but in actual sense they're not really doing so well. And that's why you see people, you see a person really doing so well, and then after they tell this person had to die. And by the way, something I had even forgotten. We have people who have what we call the masked grief. Have you seen people on the internet, or have you seen people who lose their loved ones, and then you see them at the burial? They are so happy, not so happy, but they are welcoming, they seem to be strong. But then after a while, you see that person really losing it. You see a person who used to be so happy has started being so sad. A person who used to be sober and now is becoming a drunkard. A person who used to be so, maybe like they used to have their bodies on and all that. Now they're losing a lot of weight. And people start to say, ever since that person lost their mother or their parent or their child, they have, at the burial they looked so energetic, they looked so great and all that strong, but now they are losing it. Maybe sometimes these people, they have that masked group. Someone is still in denial that maybe this is not a problem. Okay, they have not lost someone or lost their job and all that, or someone just wants to portray that because maybe other people are looking up to them. They're like, okay, if I break, then what will these other people do if they are all maybe looking up to me? So we have many reasons as to why most people show up to be the strong ones. Most people show up with a smile. Most people show up so happy. Most people show up with nice pictures, but in actual sense they're breaking inside. They are really dying inside of them. They feel like they want to even take their lives away. And most of us, we are going through that, or even have friends who are going through that. And before maybe you judge, you see we have many reasons. So if you see certain people, because however much you try to pretend, there are certain behaviors that come, and maybe you as a person, you cannot, if you were a friend to that person, or if you're a guardian, or if you are close to that person. So if you have that friend who used to be so happy and now maybe they are trying to, they are a bit silent or isolated, maybe that's where you have to start from, and you're like, okay, but this person used to be so much with a vibe. Maybe very much she shows that she's happy, but maybe something is off. That's where maybe you have to start from. And also you have people who are always okay. Like you call them, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? For them, they are always okay. They want to know what's wrong with you. They want to know. They want to always help you. But for them, they never say anything about themselves. Oh, they're always happy. They're always okay. That's why you have to draw the line, because no one can be okay throughout, because this life this life is full of ups and downs. No one can be okay 100%. Like from Monday to Monday, you're always okay. So if you have that friend and every time you call them they're really doing well, they are fine, that's why you have to draw the line. You're like, how come this person is always fine? Like, even if you see them, maybe something has really happened to them, they'll be like, I'm doing well, I'm okay, I'll handle this. Yes, it's okay. We have those people who seem to be the strong ones, but in actual sense, they also need someone to listen to them. They also need someone to hold their hands. They also need someone to really be there for them. And also, if you hear someone's story is changing, maybe now someone is trying to give you scenarios or stories that are related to death or to isolation, something like that. You're having a conversation. You used to have maybe happy conversation, and then someone is like, for the day I would die, but for me if I die, but if I do this, like, you're like, oh, this person, why is it that all the time they're bringing about death stories, death scenarios, death what? That means someone is really planning something. You don't know. Someone might be showing up so happy and all that, but if you hear their examples, they're always related to death. They're always related to maybe struggles and all that. Maybe that's where you have to draw the line, and you're like, this person might be going through a lot. And also, we have people here. Maybe sometimes they post their happy pictures, but in actual sense, they always also, some people communicate through memes. Someone is always posting memes of breaking down, of maybe losing it. They are, they feel like even if they're not posting it on TikTok, people can repost. So you see their reposts, they're all about, giving up, life is hard, sometimes God is not there, like many things like that. And it used not to be them, then that's where you have to do that. And you're like, this person used to be so vibrant. However much this person shows that they are vibrant, maybe something is off them. So instead of always judging them, like, this person is always crybaby on TikTok, or they're always posting maybe sad memes, heartbreak memes and all that, maybe you reach out, because that's how maybe they're trying to communicate. They don't know how they can communicate or tell people how they're actually feeling. Maybe they are passing their message through a meme or through a song or something. And also maybe even you as a person, if that person is always on a listening side, we have people who are always there to listen to us, but we do not even find why they're always listening. Sometimes you also find better ways on how you can listen to them, because any person would love to have someone who gives them a listening ear. So if you have that kind of person who's always just there consuming your content, they're just there consuming your stories, they're there to listen to your problems, to your happy scenarios, and like for them, they're always there listening. They do not share. Oh, okay, you okay? Okay, tell me more. And you tell them, and then the conversation ends without you even hearing anything from them, like anything personal from them. Sometimes those people are also going through a lot, but maybe they don't know how to say it, or maybe you've not given them a chance to say it. So we have to be more vigilant and be more, attentive, because that's how we've lost our loved ones in those, like, I've been with this person, we've been together, we've been happy together, but how come this person has died of depression? How come this person has died of suicide? How come this person has wanted to maybe die of suicide? How come this person has resorted to taking drugs? How come, because we have many, someone might not die, but they can resort to negative coping mechanisms. By the way, even if you start to see your friend, that person used to be so sober, or that person used to not even being sober, they used to be maybe sober, or they used to go out more occasionally, or they used to do certain things, and you're seeing them, someone is really they have a change in behavior. You're like, oh, this person used to be an outgoing person, they used to be an outdoor person, but this person is always inside. Oh, this person used to be a sober person, but every time this person is always taking shisha, is always taking alcohol or some drugs and all that. Instead of judging, you're like, ah, but this person is now a drunkard. Instead of judging, maybe first find out what could be the reason as why this person is now turning into this kind of a person. Because I had a friend who she used to be a church girl, like she used to even sing in church, dance in church, and all that. But out of the blue, I could see her Snapchats, and she could always be posting when she's out drinking. I'm like, when did this girl start drinking? Like, you see her, like every night she's always out dancing, posting herself dancing and all that. Like, she's portraying a happy face, but in actual sense, the behavior she's doing is not the behavior I had gotten used to. I'm like, hey, what could be the problem? And then finding out this girl was really going through a serious heartbreak, like a serious heartbreak, and she looked for better coping mechanisms, and she felt sure. She was like, okay, let me just resort to taking alcohol, go to the nightclubs and dance myself out. You never know, feel better. So some of us think that maybe someone is really enjoying their lives and all that. Maybe they are struggling with something. So you've tried to also notice a change in patterns, a change in behavior, and you're like, hey, my friend used to be like this, and now they're trying to be like this. Oh, by the way, I also have these people who overpost themselves. When they're really going through a lot, you find them posting their old pictures. They start to post themselves. Okay, and she's like, okay, TBT, here I was looking good, here I was happy, here I was here I was like, maybe like, why is this person doing this? It might not be necessary that all the time that you should be like every person who posts their old pictures is going through a lot, but you get to notice the patterns. And also we have those people who resort to, let me take an example, someone is really struggling with heartbreaks, and they're like, okay, instead of sitting with this heartbreak alone, let me just go and date whoever comes my way. This person has broken my heart, let me just go and date whoever comes on my way. And some of us think that these people are the strongest, like, you're just from a heartbreak, but now you've just moved on to another relationship. But in actual sense, it can be someone is really struggling, they're struggling to heal, and they're finding something to comfort them, but they don't have it. So they're like, okay, let me just date whoever comes my way. Instead of you praising them like, man, for you don't even heal, don't you even wait to heal, just move on to another relationship. Instead of doing that, maybe first sit them down and like, hey, are you really okay? Are you really fine? And these people will really give you, they will tell you that you will just find out that these people are really struggling mentally. So you are still tuned in to Mind Talk with Sandra. Well, we do believe that every conversation can spark off someone is healing. So you're still tuned in. We are always live on 4TV every Wednesday 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. So always tell a friend to tell a friend. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and 4TV app. So you can always catch us live there. So thank you so much. And in case you are triggered by this conversation, please feel free to seek for professional help. And also, as I said, I'm a counselor by profession. In case you are triggered and you would love my help, always reach out to me. Thank you so much. So we are still talking about portraying happy faces, happy pictures, but when we are struggling inside. So I might, by the way, let me first take you through the cost of having that mask. You know, there is nothing that is as hard as you always showing up as the strong one, but in a sense when you are really dying inside of you. Remember, your body is like, how can I say it? I have something that I know that however much you suppress the emotions, they will always find their way out. Like, even if you try not to cry, even if you try to be the strongest, even if you try, when we show up strong, when we show up the strong faces, Everyone is like, oh, Bambi, she's strong. Bambi, she knows how to handle things. Oh, Bambi, but at what cost? At what cost? You know, some of us, the reason that's why we are having, our marriages are failing, our relationships are failing, we are failing to excel at work, we are failing to show up for ourselves, is because maybe we are trying to be the strong ones. Remember, these emotions, like the moment you try to bury them, they will always find their way out. It's like maybe having a cavera, and it has different holes. So if you try to cover this hole, the water will try to move out from the other hole. So that's how even our emotions are. The moment you try to press them in, like you're like, I'll not cry, I'll not show that I'm sad, I'll not like, the moment you try to hide them, the more they try to find their way out. You might not cry, but you might become aggressive. You might not maybe show someone that you're sad, but whatever you speak to them shows that you're sad. So you see someone, you're trying to portray that you're happy and all that, then you're having that serious headache. When I was growing up, they always told us headache is not a disease. It is a sign that your body is lacking something, or it is struggling with something. Like, you having a headache is not a disease, has never been a disease. So it is portraying that maybe inside of you there's something that is not right. It can be a disease inside you, or it can be something disturbing you mentally. You understand? So this mask that we want to show people that we're the strongest. We want to show people that we are the life of the party and all that. We do not want to break their steez, but at what cost are you going to do that? Because these emotions, the more you suppress them, the more they find their way out. We can get even diseases out of that. And also it can even ruin our relationships, because the people around us can notice the space. As much you're still showing up and all that, they notice a space that is unexplainable. Someone cannot explain that space that the emotional space. You might be showing up so happy and all that, but in actual sense there is the connection that is losing. And also it can, as I said, we also have something we call displacement. Maybe you're the kind of a person, you're having a bad day at work, you're trying to stay strong at work and all that, and then the displacement of emotions, someone annoyed you at work, you can't show it, and maybe you cannot get someone to speak to you and all that, or you show up as you're like, I have to still show up, and then that anger stays on you. So since you didn't have a chance to express it at work, you come to your kids. You shout at your kids, just small thing. You shout at someone like. So these masks, however much they have protected us at a certain point, but still they are destroying us even the most. Sometimes the more the things pile, the more you keep on suppressing the emotions, the more you pile the emotions, the more they try to splash. That's why you see yourself used to be so happy, used to be so vibrant, used to be so bright, and now you're trying to even recall a number, you can't. It is because maybe you've had a lot that you've stored in your mind. You have a lot that you're trying to suppress inside of you. So let's try so much harder to work on ourselves. Me, I always say, and I always say it on every show that I go to, that you're the best work in progress. Like, you're the best project that you can ever work on. So as I've said, that certain things that we do certain things because we do not know, like we don't know the precautions and cautions about them. And maybe as we were growing up, we were told to be strong, not to be vulnerable. And the moment you're vulnerable, you're regarded as weak. And if you keep that strong face, you're regarded as a strong person. And if people jazzing about you, they're saying something about you, be like, oh, Mando Manu, yeah, he's strong. That person is really so strong. But in actual sense, you're not strong. Like, you're breaking inside. Anyways, so if you're that kind of a person who has really been struggling, Maybe you're going through something, but you don't know how best you can. Okay, maybe you are a man that you are always told to stay strong. A man has to show up strong. Or you're a woman, or you're a parent, or you were an employee, or you've been really having that. You've been showing up so happy, but next sense you're breaking inside. I'm here to let you know that you can also feel better. You can work on yourself. You can always work on yourself. One thing that you should know is maybe try to speak to a trusted friend. It might not be everyone. You might not come to social media and tell us how you're feeling or what is your story and all that, but you can try to speak to someone that you trust. But maybe you can start in polar. Do not maybe explode. Don't over expose yourself or over open up, but start small and you're like, okay, let me try sharing with someone and see how best they can help me. And sometimes, by the way, sometimes you don't need to any advice. You just need someone maybe to listen to you or to talk, like to listen to you. And also some of us something but that I am teaching myself lately is to always record something. Like me, I'm not good at writing. We have some people who are good at writing. Like you can write about your day, you can write about your emotions, how you're feeling, what has happened to you and how it has made you feel and all that. We have those people. You can also adjust to that. You can be a good writer and all that, because the more you journal down, the more you release a few things of you. But if you cannot do that and you're like me, you hate writing, you can choose to record. Me, I always record myself. Like when I have a bad day, when I have really bad, it might not even be a bad day, but a bad experience, or when I'm worried, or when I'm anxious, I always record myself. I'm like, you know what, this is what I'm going through. You know, it's like I assume my phone is someone. So I assume my phone is someone I'm speaking to. So I start to speak. Like, you know, this is what I've been able to go through. This person has done me this and this. This person has really not treated me so well. Something like that. And at a certain point, I feel a bit better. And also, allow yourself to feel all the emotions. Me, I said, if you fear to cry in public, you can. In the night, when you're alone, please cry if you can. Because first we think that if someone cries, maybe they are weak. No. Sometimes you are not weak. Sometimes you're just releasing out all those emotions that might be triggering you. Those emotions that might be not really so good for you. That's why sometimes when you cry, there's a way you feel a bit relieved. So if you can cry, please cry. If you can talk to yourself, so that you can feel a bit relieved. And also maybe you can seek for professional help, because we counselors, we were trying to help people, to help you people be better, be more resilient, bounce back. It's not that first we are perfect, but no, we are just people who are trained. And it's like you having an accountant. It's not that you don't know how to count your books, you don't know how to count your money. It's because there's someone trained to do that. Even as we're just like that, we're trained to help people go through hard times, to bounce back, to feel better, or to give them just a listening ear. Sometimes you don't need to be given advice and all that. You just need someone to listen to you, without any judgment. So feel free to seek for support, and you can opt for us, other people who are like counselors, where you can pay. And also we have supportive organizations online where you can just get their number, toll-free number, and call them and speak to someone for free of charge. So we have all those services around, but some people we do not use them. But now you know that you can use such information. And also try so much harder to talk to yourself with positivity. I know it is hard, because maybe every time that we're going through a bad situation, we feel like life is going to be like that forever. Life is going to be so hard forever. Life is not going to be good. But however much you're going through a storm, find better ways, better words. Always speak to yourself like a friend, And also allow yourself to open up to other people around you if it is possible, So this goes to you as a person who might be struggling with this. Like, you want to show up a happy face, you want to show up to post a happy picture, a grateful message, but when you are dying inside. But then let me talk to someone who has someone who might be going through a lot, but this person is trying to show up with a positive face or a happy face, a happy picture, and all that. So number one, let us be more lenient, even if this person has come online. Yeah, social media, social media is good and again bad, because you post a picture, you never know who's gonna see it, who's gonna comment about it. So it is really good, because that's where we have learned a lot of things from social media. That's where we communicate with our people, with our loved ones. Like, it is good, but again, the toxicity on social media, the comparisons we always get on social media is also intense. But we just need to be more vigilant and awake, so that it doesn't drain us instead. But anyways, if you're the kind of person who is on social media, let's start with you. Someone has come online, they're trying to share their stories. It is a sad story. Someone is struggling, someone is really going through a lot. Just because for you, the situation, you've never gone through that situation, or you went through it and you were able to come out strong, it doesn't mean that other people are like you. Have it in your mind that people are all different. So it doesn't cost you a thing to leave a positive comment, or to just scroll and you don't comment. Instead of giving someone a negative comment, just scroll, because at the end of the day, it costs you nothing. Yeah. So if you see someone struggling online, if you feel like you don't have any kind of words to tell them, just scroll, because they'll never see, they'll never be like, this person saw my pictures, or they saw my videos lamenting, and they never commented, because they don't know you. So instead of giving that negative comment or that less kind comment, please scroll. Anyways, another thing, for a person who has a friend or anyone, and you see them, they're really struggling, instead of asking them, how are you, maybe ask more open-ended question, like, I've been seeing you these days, you are not like how you used to be. Is there any problem? Oh, you've been so quiet lately. What could be the issue? Like something like that, and do not overpush people to speak. If you feel like someone is not opening up to you, do not push them. Be like, okay, you'll speak to me whenever you're ready. Do not force yourself to speak to me. If you do not want to open up to me, it's okay. Take your time. I'll be always ready to listen to you. So this person will be like, oh, all along I have someone who can give me a listening here. Sorry, yeah. So have it in your mind that you cannot force this person to really open up. And also, let us be less judgmental. If I come to you, if someone maybe decides to come to you and they open up, please do not judge them. No. Someone has really gathered a lot of energy to come to you, and if you judge them, maybe they'll be like, okay, I knew I'll be, someone has been feeling like they will be a burden to someone. Like if they open up to someone, they will feel like a burden, and then they come to you and you show them that you are really a burden. This person will never open up to you again, because they feel like, oh, again, whatever I thought is the right one, I'm a burden. So however much you do not agree with something, or sometimes you just need to find better words to use instead of judging someone. Yeah. And also, sometimes these people, when they come to us, let us just give them a listening ear. Not all the time that you're going to advise someone. Some people are really struggling, but they just want someone to listen to them. They just want to speak to someone and they feel better. Not all the time that if someone has not asked you for your advice, please do not give them your advice. Do not advise them. Someone can be like, okay, you know what, this is what I'm going through. You can just ask them, so what are your plans right now? Or what is your next? Or what are you planning to do right now? Because not every time that when someone comes to you, or maybe before advising them, you can say, Should I give you my opinion or should I advise you? Would you want me to advise you, or you want someone to listen to you? And they'll be like, okay, me, I want someone to listen to me. And someone can be like, you know what, I want to know your opinion about this. And then you bring about your opinion. But if they've not asked for your opinion, please do not give them your opinion, because anyways. And also, let's always be listeners. You know, some of us really, we want to talk a lot, and someone comes to you, they're trying to speak, and then you're trying to also hijack them, you're trying to add in your way, you know. Maybe you might distract this person from opening up fully, because you're always hijacking, you're always having something to say. Sometimes just let them talk, not until they're done, you know. Yes. So sorry, since we've gotten to know that people can really post happy pictures, but in actual sense they're really sad, my takeaway should go to anyone out there who is using social media, or who is maybe around people who seem to be happy, that if you do not stay in the penthouse, you'll never know what happens there. So let us stop comparing ourselves to people. Have it in your mind that everyone has their own journey. However much I might be. So we've seen people who have really done luxurious weddings, but in actual sense they are on dates. We've seen people who show up that they are so happy, but in actual sense they are not. So let your comparison be less. Some of us are depressed, are stressed, putting up unnecessary plans, comparison, just because we are seeing people here on social media or out there. I remember when we were in high school, we had a girl, she could always buy herself things. Now she could be like, at first we didn't know, so she could always buy herself things, calculators, and she'd be like, my boyfriend, I will not say the names because they might see the the video, but this girl could always buy things, and she'd be like, Mr. Handsome is the one who has sent me these. But in actual sense, we found out that this girl used to buy herself things and then say that it's the boyfriend who has bought the things for her. And I've seen some memes around, someone saying, you people tell us that it's you are the ones funding your own lifestyles before we steal your partners. Like, some people out there, you can be watching them on social media like, oh, I wish I can get a man who spoils me like this. But in actual sense, the woman you're looking at, she's the one, like, she's spoiling herself and maybe trying to say that it's a man spoiling her. So I want you to know that social media is not real. It is not real as you think. Omuntu asobola okudecidinga okujja okubaako byayogera nga tabikakasa nabbikakasa. We have a saying in Uganda, omuntu asobola okugamba tugende ewaka tukube bakyala baffe, ye watuuka ewaka n'akuba ekisenge. So if you take that advice, you will go home and beat your wife, and things will come up, problems will come up, and that person will stay in their marriage, and for you, your marriage will be down. So not whatever we take, not whatever we see, or not whatever we are told be a truth. Sometimes whatever you see is not the right thing. So let the comparison be less, because social media can be toxic. People you see there, people can give marital advices. They'll be like, don't do this for a man, don't do it. And then when they go back home, they even kneel. So that's what you should know, that someone can post a very beautiful picture, but in actual sense, they are struggling. So those things of you comparing yourselves to those people of you feeling that you're left behind, those people of you, sometimes whatever you see is not the right thing. I'm not saying that shouldn't be, no, you're supposed to be okkirizibwa okwegombako, because you are just human. You see them, you appreciate it, and like, maybe what can I do to be like, okay, to also have such a life. but you're not supposed to compare yourself. Because me, I was on Snapchat and I could always see girls of my age, and some of them I used to be older than them. And this person is on a Monday, is going out with the new wig, yeah, like you know, human wigs. They can 1M, like someone getting 1M, and they buy just a wig. They go do their makeup at 200,000 just for a night. 2 hours, 3 hours, that makeup is going to be off. They go and buy a cloth or a dress at 250,000. I'm like, am I human or am I? Or after that, on a Monday, someone's going out with all that, and then on a Wednesday, you see them going to Zanzibar, or someone is like, okay, I'm going to Bahamas, or I'm going to Dubai. You're like, remember, we all live differently. You don't know what this person is doing. Maybe some of them are planned kids, and some of them have people who are sponsoring their lifestyles. And there you are, trying to be depressed because someone is enjoying their lives. Instead of being depressed or comparing yourself to such people, maybe find better ways on how you can also get yourself out there. You don't know what these people are doing. Some of them are really planned kids. They're coming from well-off families, and for you, maybe you're coming from where you're coming from, and you think you can have the same life like they. You can have, but maybe not at this time. Maybe instead of always being depressed or feeling so sad about other people's lives, maybe like, how best can I also achieve such a life? Yeah. Anyways, so in case you're kind of a person who is there, I'm here to let you know that people are out there, people are struggling. Our friends, the people we see that are always happy, they're also maybe struggling. So do not wait for someone to tell that they're sad or they're not doing well. Maybe sometimes call them and ask them, how are you doing? Just a simple phone call or a text. You know, there's a way, maybe there's those days when you feel like, oh, life is really falling apart, and someone gives you a call and you speak to them and like, oh, I'm a bit relieved. So do not wait for someone to be like, I'm not okay, and you call them. Even if they have not told you, just call them and be like, hey, I was just checking in. How is the going? How is everything? You never know, maybe they can open up. And also, let's find better ways on how we can take care of ourselves. Yes, in case you're going through a lot, choosing negative coping mechanisms is not the solution to your problems. I always say this. You trying to take in drugs, alcohol, engaging in casual sex, or engaging in risky behavior is not the solution to your problems, because it's like you getting a paper and try to cover a leaking roof. Remember, when you get a paper and you cover a leaking roof, you're going to cause more problems. It's going to be water and that, like, you know how a paper looks like when it has water. It's going to cause a lot of rubbish, and water would not, like, you'll be doing nothing, and you're adding even more problems to the problem. So you're choosing negative coping mechanisms, you're trying to add in more problems. So try to seek for help, try to adjust to positive coping mechanisms. And again and again and again, I want you to remember that you're the best project that you can ever work on. So in case you're dealing with yourself, try to be more compassionate, and like try to treat yourself as you would have treated a friend you love most. Speak to yourself as you would have spoke to a friend you love most. So always be more kind to yourself, be more kind to other people around you as well, and also try to fill your cup. Try to fill your cup. Try to love yourself. Try to fill your cup with positivity, because when you have a full cup, it is easier for you to give to other people around you. Yeah. Thank you so much, and this is for TV. Thank you so much for always tuning in every Wednesday 9 p.m. and this is your favorite show, Mind Talks with Sandra, where we do have mental health conversations and we talk about different conversations, lifestyle, mental health, and everything that we go through as human beings. And we do believe that healing can start with just a simple conversation. So in case you're triggered, feel free to seek for support. You can always follow me on my socials, Natural Good Sandra, and I'm a counselor. Remember, a counselor, so always reach out in case you need help, professional help, and sorry, a mental health advocate and a co-founder through My Care Network, an organization dedicated to supporting young people's mental health. With that, I mean, we work with young people, we go to schools, we go to communities, so always reach out to us. Thank you so much for being great listeners, and thank you so much for always watching us. Bye.